you know, the whole issue in the global scene is how China has been exposed. It has been exposed as a bully country where it is trying to, at one level, rough up Australia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and even India at this point in time, clearly trying to distract attention from the anger the world is feeling against China on the entire issue of COVID spread.
Absolutely right. It's no secret that China has harbored and still harbors hegemonic ambitions within its neighborhood. The only problem for China, of course, is now dealing with a country like India. You rightly said right now the EU has asked for restraint. Yesterday we saw the US State Department take a similar notice and urge similar words of restraint and solving whatever problems India and China are having right now in the eastern sector of Ladakh peacefully. We've seen the British today come out with a similar statement, really. Given the fact that the international rep of China, Navika, has completely taken a huge hit in the post-COVID scenario world over, with no country really worth its salt, worth its power, really happy with China. India, of course, now has more reason to come at China and will have more and more international support, given the fact that nobody really around the world is comfortable with the hegemonic ambition of China, whether it's in the East China Sea or the South China Sea, or whether it's in territory that is Indian territory, clearly in the eastern part of Ladakh. We can see more and more statements coming out which will in fact perhaps not overtly back India, but back channel talks are always on, even as Jaishankar, the foreign minister, is talking to his Chinese counterpart right now. There is furious behind the scene diplomatic activity as far as India is concerned, trying to build momentum, trying to build a consensus to completely isolate China on the international scale. As of now, they're not doing too well, the Chinese, but clearly with India now completely pushing all its force diplomatically as well as beefing up our military capability in that sector, China has a lot more problems coming their way, Navika.
Well, Athar, you also have behind you the satellite images that show us the real area in Ladakh and the Galwan Valley, where it's the infrastructure building by India, which has been speeded up over the last 6 to 7 years, that has created the problem, the unsettlement that China is today facing, which is why it's behaving like a bully.
That's initially what spooked the Chinese, clearly, and we've broken that story time and again, and first clearly on Times Now. What I want to show you right now are two images, Navika. One, of course, is this one right here behind me. This is the motorable road that I'm pointing to right now on the big screen. This is what China has built on their side. And what is interesting to know, these are images from an open source intelligence lab, Planet Labs. Of course, we have to give them credit because it's a commercial website and a commercial satellite that we're using right now. Look at this, and I want my cameraman to focus clearly on these white spots. Now, these are not spots. Let me just enhance them. What exactly are these? These are vehicles. Many experts and analysts believe these are medevac vehicles which are used to take injured soldiers from one place to the other. Look at the movement here and the deployment. The kind of deployment that we are seeing right now is not normal. Remember, this is from the 16th day. The clash between the Chinese and the Indian forces happened in the intervening night of the 15th and the 16th. Just see how this troop movement snakes up. Right from here, if we go along, watch this road. This is the road that China has built. Here are more vehicles right over here. Then we go on here, there are much more vehicles right over here. They look like, according to some experts, like ambulances, like vehicles used to carry troops, injured troops, medevac vehicles. The line clearly snakes up right up till here, the entire length of the road, Navika. I'll just show you one more image which also points towards, and slightly more clearer than this one, is this one. This is the first picture I'm talking about. There it is. There it is. I'll just put this here. You see, this is where it starts. These are all vehicles, big vehicles, small vehicles of all sizes. This could be ambulance, this could be a big troop carrier, these could be trucks over here right now. Look at the concentration, Navika, of these vehicles. If we go slightly here, and I want to quickly show you one more concentration here. This is a very heavy concentration, starting from here and all the way till here. All of these look like ambulances, vehicles used to carry injured troops, stretch them back to whatever field hospital they might have had in the area. This line of vehicles stretches down, Navika, all the way, if I keep going, all the way till here. all the way till here. So the entire length of this big motorable pass that China has built over the years on their side of the Galwan Valley clearly suggests that on the 16th afternoon, which is where when these images were taken, just the day after the clash happened in the Galwan Valley, the Chinese had to move massive amounts of heavy vehicles, could be medevacs, could be ambulances, could be trucks to carry those troops who are injured, could be buses, could be anything. But this kind of concentration of vehicles is not normal, suggesting that the Chinese did not just get a bloody nose, they got a nosebleed after the clash with India.
Well, what did they expect? Did they expect to walk in and out of Indian territory without so much as a question being raised by the Indian troops?